Hello and welcome back to another video here in the LEGO room. I hope you are well. Today I'm going to do an extension of the retirement list videos that I did a couple of weeks ago for both LEGO Star Wars and LEGO Harry Potter, and more recently I actually did a little bit of a haul of things that I bought for investment purposes moving forward, particularly with sets that are retiring for LEGO at the very end of 2025. If you're new here, please do consider subscribing. We've always got LEGO stuff going on inside the LEGO room, and please do drop a like on the video. Let's get into it. I'm going to start with LEGO Star Wars today, and maybe we'll do a LEGO Harry Potter video further down the line. But a couple of these you will have seen in that whole video. But more importantly, I'm going to start with a disclaimer first, which is to let you know that please don't just take my word for it on these types of things. Please do go out and do your own research. This is just years and years of me collecting and buying and selling LEGO and other nerdier ventures and reselling further down the line, which has helped cultivate the room that you see behind you. And please don't just take my word for it. Go out and do your own due diligence, go do your own research, go and weigh up the pros and cons, go and find out what it is financially that you're capable of investing in should you wish to make an investment decision. Let's dive right into it with LEGO Star Wars first, and I'll probably do a LEGO Harry Potter video further down the line. And you may have seen some of these sets in the LEGO haul video a few weeks ago, but I wanted to touch on a set that you won't have seen in that video, and it's one yet I'm still yet to get, and that is of course the UCS Razor Crest. Now with these sets that I talk about, it's a lot of the time going to be due to whether or not you're financially able to make these kind of financial commitments. And of course that UCS Razor Crest, over £500 here in the UK. I'm not entirely sure what it is in US dollars. I think it's about 600 US dollars. Never quite sure at the moment with tariffs and stuff in America what the price is going to be, but over in the UK here it is over £500. And again, this is the kind of set that realistically is only really one to grab if you can afford to get it. I still need to get my own copy. I've been procrastinating on it for a year or two, and still need to get my own. And will I get in UCS Razor Crest a second one to invest in? Possibly, possibly not. But if you're financially able to, I do think it's potentially one that is worth potentially getting, particularly with the Mando and Grogu movie of course coming out next year. It does feel like a slightly odd time to retire that, but I do obviously, as I've spoke about in the January leaks and the leaks for 2026, there is obviously going to be a whole bunch of Mando sets coming in the new year, including a new version of the Razor Crest, we certainly at this point in time do believe. Another one is one of my absolute favourite sets of all time, and you can just see it creeping in the corner there. It is of course the Ghost from 2023, the Ahsoka version of the Ghost. I think this is a fantastic set. This is one of the very best sets of 2023. It was my set of the year for 2023, and that still is a fantastic set. And you only need to go back to 2014 to realise that this set has skyrocketed in price since it was first retired, and I expect this set to go up considerably in price to £160. If you can get it obviously cheaper than that prior to it retiring around the Black Friday period or before that, do grab a hold of it, and do look to, if you're financially able, grab a hold of it and sit on it for the future. I also make a little point there as well of saying if you can grab hold of it. I think a lot of the sets that you will see that are about to retire, and I always go back to the incident, and I'm sort of looking up there at the Mos Eisley Cantina last year, and was actually out of stock by the time I went to go and get it last July. So it is one of those things that you do need to be aware of. These may well go out of stock before they do retire, and we don't actually see them come back into stock. So if you do see it, if you see it at a sale price and you think, well, maybe I'll wait till October, November time, maybe it's December, might not actually be on shelves by the time that you get round to getting a hold of it. So I think timing is also key here. With something like the UCS Razor Crest that I touched on just before though, I do think it is possibly prudent to wait till around that Black Friday period. I don't think that it will discontinue or go out of stock before that point, and you would be with a set that size looking for something a little bit more palatable sale price wise, which actually brings me on really nicely to the next set, which I actually touched on and showed in the LEGO haul video, which is of course the Duel on Peridea Ahsoka Tano Duel on Peridea set. And you might think this is a slightly odd one, sort of ostracized at the time when it came out for being so expensive, for being £50 and a glorified base plate with 5 minifigures. I actually actually think this is a pretty good set. Price per piece wise and the amount of figures you're getting, it's not perfect value by any stretch of the imagination. However, what I've got to say is the fact that you can see over the course of time these figures becoming more expensive, and I think that Thrawn figure will end up being the price of the set within a couple of years on its own. Another point to make with this, and what I was circling back to, is the fact that this is already out of stock with the Lego group, and you can't actually find it here in Smith's Toy Store here in the UK either. So it's one that people are already reselling on resale sites for the RRP price and above. So that in itself tells you this set is going to be worth a lot more once it does retire, and it is one to consider grabbing a hold of if you haven't done so already. But with that Thrawn figure in there, I seriously think that this will start to appreciate in price from the start of 2026. There's a whole number of sets that I could touch on for investment as they come to its retirement at the very end of 2025, and the Ahsoka T6, which you saw in that Lego haul video, if you did see it, is one that I would absolutely recommend grabbing a hold of if you can get a hold of it. I expect it to be at a sale price at various points between now and the end of the year, and it is one to try and get a hold of. We got ours for about £45. I can't quite remember. It's a £65 set, so we've got £20 off there, almost a third off. Very good value, some fantastic figs in there, including that Maruk figure, which I imagine will be worth a lot of money in the near future. We're already seeing that figure on its own go for near the £20 mark over on our Whatnot streams, so I do imagine that this set's figures will really hold the value of the set. It will certainly be worth £65 at the start of 2026, and I can see it being worth the £70 to £80 mark by the end of 2026. It's, of course, at this point, I need to obviously make it clear that with a lot of these sets, if you're looking for a short-term investment in terms of a 3 to 6 month investment, this isn't really going to be the video for you. A lot of this will be based on the idea of selling these sets 2, 3, 4 plus years down the line, or even further down the line. If you're looking for a quick win, a quick sale, then what I would suggest is any Lego Star Wars set that you see for the 50 to 70% mark, sitting on it, waiting on it, and then looking to sell it further down the line, maybe once it has retired. That's something that is definitely something you could do, and I would recommend going back to that retirement list video to see just which sets are retiring for both Lego Star Wars and Lego Harry Potter. With that in mind, I'm going to go back to the Paz Vizsla Moff Gideon set, the extension of the Battle Pack. The Battle Pack is also retiring and is definitely one to grab a hold of potentially for the future. I don't expect it to be something that is worth a lot more money further down the line, but definitely with the Vizsla and Gideon set, I think it is a very nice Vizsla, possibly better than the previous one, and the Gideon one is almost definitely better than the previous version that we got with the Gideon Light Cruiser a couple of years ago. It's regularly on sale as well as another pro of this particular set, £35 down to anywhere around the £27 mark, and I expect it to kind of do that between now and the Black Friday period and the run up to the festive period. That is one to potentially grab on sale at some point within the next couple of months if you do find it, because it's one to sit on, two figures in there along with those Praetorian Guards as well that will definitely be worth the value of the set. I can see the set retaining its RRP value at the very start of 2026 and then be worth the £40 plus mark as we move through the summer into the winter of 2026. So one to sit on for the future, certainly one that I've got 2 copies of already, and certainly looking at as something to potentially as a long-term investment sit on. I don't think it's going to be crazy value. I don't think this is going to be £100 set further down the line, maybe in 10 plus years, of course, but definitely not in the short term. But it is one to definitely hold on to. A lot of these things that I'm saying here are usually based around the idea of things that I just can't see them losing any value whatsoever. I certainly think they'll be worth more value further down the line, hence the nature of an investment. I'll also touch on, once again, as I did in that haul video, and the Tantive Hallway is a fantastic set. This is a set that clocks in at £50 and has 7 minifigures. When will you ever see that again for Lego Star Wars? I'll go out on a limb now and say that that will never, ever happen again for Lego Star Wars, given the way that we're going with the shrinkage of sets and the price per piece conundrum. And I've spoken about this at length in a few different videos about where we're kind of at with Lego Star Wars, but we will never, in my opinion, see 7 minifigures, including an anniversary minifigure, in a set for £50. And the set is really good as well. I think it's a fantastic set. It's one we've modified on the channel as well to make it an extended version. I love this set. I've already got a couple of copies of this for further down the line. I may well get another couple as we move forward. Certainly for figs as well, for whatnot. That's definitely something that I can see being of value, but this is a fantastic set. It is also the kind of set that is regularly on sale for about £38 to £40. If you can get it on sale, fantastic. Try and grab hold of this set. I think this is a real no-brainer. One of the first ever scenes in Star Wars. A fantastic value, particularly on sale. You get Vader, you get Stormtroopers, you get that anniversary 5s figure, no matter what you think of that figure, whether or not they could have given him a better pauldron or given him a better print on his torso. It's still a 5s figure. It's probably the only 5s figure we'll ever get, and it's definitely one to sit on. I'll certainly be looking to pick up at least another copy of this moving forward. Another easy sort of win as well is the Kelleran Beck Grogu BARC Speeder Escape. I think this is kind of a no-brainer. It is £25 here in the UK. It has also regularly been on sale. It'll probably end up on sale again before the festive period. We got 2 for £30 with one of our wholesale suppliers for when we do whatnot streams, but I actually picked up these 2 sets just to sit on for the future. You're getting Kelleran Beck. You're never going to get Kelleran Beck again. I might have to actually go back and then sort of put that clip back out there if we do get a Kelleran Beck in the future. Who knows? I just can't see it happening given his sort of brief cameo in The Mandalorian and the fact that it was Ahmed Best, Jar Jar Binks. It's just a whole situation where I just can't see him ever doing a different version of Kelleran Beck or him ever being in another set. You're of course getting Grogu and 2 501st Troopers as well. So if you can get this on sale, I think this is a definite set for the future. Will it be worth crazy money? No, I don't think so, but I think by Christmas next year, you're looking at a £35 set on the resale market. So obviously if you can get that in at the £15 to £20 mark, again, really good value. It depends what units you're doing of this. If you're going to get 1 or 2, fantastic. If you're going to get half a dozen, even better. One to definitely look at from the perspective of when would we see this type of set again, when would we see this character again, and the price that you could potentially get it for as well. So I've got a whole bunch of other thoughts about Lego Star Wars sets that are retiring and some that are good value, and I will have touched on in both the haul video and in the retirement list video as well other sets that I maybe haven't touched on today, but I definitely wanted to get across the point of some of these sets that I think will be good value for the future. If you'd like to see an extension of this video, if you'd like to see a different type of video around Lego investment and what I do, I've done a video about the minifigures that we got in at a bulk price, and I've also done a video about the stuff that we've bought as part of an investment for the future. If you want to see these types of videos, if you want to see anything like this again, do let me know in the comments below. I'll be curious to see if you're going to pick up any of these sets on sale, if you're going to pick up any of these sets as investments for the future. Do let me know in the comments below. Please do keep it kind, keep it respectful. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it until this point in the video, please do drop a like on it if you've enjoyed it, and do consider subscribing if you are a fan of Lego Star Wars. There is always Lego Star Wars stuff going on in this space. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the very next video. Bye.